Pick up, pick up, pick up.
Blessings, big up, bless up. Welcome back to another one. First and foremost, we have to give the Most High thanks for wake us to see this wonderful day. Secondly, Lord have mercy. That's all we can say. But anyway, my friends, just leave some comment down below. Defense, lawyer piles pressure on Crown case. A defendant lawyer on Monday has asserted that an alleged top gangster of the One Dan faction of the Klansman gang, Jason Brown alias Citypus, should be freed, as two main witnesses failed to positively identify the case. The accused man. The suggestion was made by lawyer Diana Mitchell, who represents Brown, one of the 29 defendants still on trial in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. Last week, 4 of the original 33 charges were freed of charges last Thursday after prosecutors conceded that they had no evidence against them. The hearing of no case submission for the remaining accused resumed on Monday, with defense lawyer hammering holes into the prosecution's case against the alleged gangsters. Some of the lawyers described the evidence presented by the prosecution and their witness as being vague, while others remain adamant that the testimonies were not credible. During her submission, Mitchell contended that 2 of the former gangster turned state witness, a self-styled farmer Dan, and a man who claimed to have been the driver of Brian, the gang's banker, did not physically know Brown, alias Citypus. To support her position, she pointed to testimonies from the former gangsters that they only knew a voice said to be of Brown's from speaking to him on cell phones. But she said that the main witness had not pointed out Brown in court during a course of the prosecution marshalling of evidence. A retired police inspector had testified that Brown was incarcerated at the Horizon Remand Center in St. Andrew after he was convicted for unrelated crimes in 2012. But the officer said that from behind bars, Brown was given order for extortion against Spanish Town business people and ordering its and people's life. The prosecution witness, a self-styled Dan, had testified too that Brown was ordering its from behind bars and threatens persons for extortion money. Mitchell, however, took issue with the evidence presented by the former gangster against her client. To provide her point, she referred to the witness testimony regarding gangsters' torch to office of a loan agency in Spanish Town, Old Harbour. The witness said the former gangster testified that Brown had called the owner of the company, urging him, the owner, to cooperate with the demands of the criminal organization. She indicated that in appearance that was the reason for the arson attack. The lawyer noted that same witness testified that a gangster he called Frazzle played a major role in the arson attack on those establishments. She noted, however, that Frazzle died Still, she claimed that there was no evidence presented by the prosecution or the witness that anyone by the name of Frazzle exists. Mitchell argued that this was the proof that the witness was not credible and there was no evidence presented to suggest that Brown had in fact ordered the torching of the offices or was a party to the commissioner of the crime. In another no-case submission on the day, lawyer Kemish Mito called for Chief Justice Brian Sykes to free her client Donovan Richards due to lack of evidence. She noted that the prosecution had already dropped one of the counts on the indictment against her client. She argued that the prosecution should go to step further as counts relative to Richards being a part of the criminal organization and collecting extortion have not yet been proven. To support her point, she said one of the two former gangsters had testified that he collected extortion money from Richards at an area called Top Banks. The witness had testified that those monies were collected through extortion of bus taxi operators and business owners in Spanish Town. According to Mito, the prosecution did not present any evidence to sustain those claims of extortion because there was no victims of extortion who testified during the ongoing trial. She said the testimony of the witness alone made the evidence. Likewise, lawyer Roxanne Smith, who represents defendant Jazeel Bake, said the evidence of the main witness against her client was not credible also. In note, Blake has already been freed of 4 of the 8 counts of the indictment that was charged under. Smith pleaded with Sykes to also free their client of the remaining charges. Among those charges, she said he should be acquitted was the double slap away of Jermaine Bryan and Cedelia Wilder, which was committed in the informal community of New Nursery Fisheries in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, on September the 8th, 2017. The lawyer said the witness called by the prosecution presented no evidence to provide that Blake was involved in those killings of the couple that participated in the subsequent torch of the couple's home. Smith said the witness had testified that her client was present at the location of those attacks. However, she said there was no other evidence to sustain claims that Blake was actually present at the scene. While the argument by the defense lawyers went on throughout the day, the trial judge took issue with some claims being made. Defense lawyer Zara Lewis, who represents Roel Taylor, argued that there was no evidence also against her client that suggests that a firearm was found at a furniture shop he owned actually belonged to him. Taylor is charged with illegal possession of a firearm, illegal possession of ammunition. Under the indictment, a police officer had testified last year that an AK-47 rifle was found hidden in a stack of boards in Taylor's furniture shop in Jones Avenue in Spanish Town. The court was told that the shop was located a short distance away from Taylor's house. It was also said that Taylor was the cousin of Mr. Bryan himself, the alleged leader of the One Dan faction of the gang. But in her no-case submission, Lewis contended that the prosecution had not made out its case that the firearm belonging to him as other persons were at the furniture shop. But Sykes interjected by stating that the arguments were irrelevant because Taylor had a key to the furniture shop. Meanwhile, lawyer Courtney Rowe, who represents Marco Miller alias Easy, also claimed that the prosecution failed to present sufficient evidence to link her client also to a double slap away in the community of Rivoli in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. According to prior testimony, At the trial, the indictment happened sometimes after midnight in March 2017. The deceased men were from Denham Town in Kingston, were buried in Riverley by gangsters who slapped them away. Rowe argued that the prosecution witnessed a former self-styled gangster present evidence that Miller was at the location at a netball court at the time of those murders. The lawyer said the witness never said Miller did anything at the time the murder occurred. Rowe suggests that Miller could have been at the netball court for multiple reasons, as it was used for training, a shop was nearby, and accused lived closely proximity to the court. The lawyer described as contradictory. The witness suggests that he was close friends of Miller. Rowe pointed out that the witness had also testified that he would never kill sole female defendant Stephanie Muma Christie because they were close friends. But Rowe said the same witness testified that while he and Miller were friends, he, the witness, helped the alleged gangster search for a Miller to kill him, but Sykes then intervened. So what strange about that? The judge squeezed. The scripture tells us that Judas betrayed Jesus for money. Joseph brothers left him in a pit. Brother kill brother, parents kill children. So I don't see anything strange about that, said Sykes. In response, Rose said he understood the judge's point, but maintained that the witness' testimony was contradicting in relation to his friendship with Miller. The 29 accused are being tried under the criminal suppression of the criminal organization, better known as the anti-gang legislation, an indictment containing several counts. Interestingly, 6 of the 25 counts under which the gangsters were charged were removed by the prosecution because lack of evidence. Overall, the accused were charged with multiple other offenses, including being a part of a criminal gang, illegal possession of firearm, illegal possession of ammunition, facilitating conspiracy, arsons, murder. The offenses were allegedly committed between 2015 to 2019 in the parish of St. Catherine. Father, have mercy upon us.